Hi, this is an analysis among five comparable companies in two different industries, namely automotive and retail consumer staples. And we'll be comparing each of these five companies with their respective industries to see which of the companies rank best in terms of key factors in performance, such as rate of return on equity, return on assets, leverage, liquidity ratios, their economic value added, to see which firm among the two industries would be the best to invest in. And in the end, we compare the best firms within each industry to determine which firm would be the best for an investor overall. All right. The two industries, like I said, is the automotive industry and the retail consumer staples. And the key performance indicators we'll be testing out to determine which of these will be the best investment would be liquidity ratios, which is denoted by the current ratio, which is current assets over current liabilities, the profitability ratios, asset efficiency, total asset turnover, debt equity mix, how levered is the firm, what's the debt and equity mix of the firm. So the higher the debt, the higher the risk. The economic value added is basically the net operating profit after taxes of the firm minus its um, cost of capital. And we also compare ratios such as price to earnings and market value uh, to book value. Moving on, we look at the automotive industry first, and uh, there are five companies that I've picked for this industry, namely Magna International Inc., Toyota Motors, Nissan Motors, Honda Motors, and Audi. And three of these five companies are Japanese-based firms, namely Toyota, Nissan, and Honda. Magna International is an American-based firm, whereas Audi is a German-based firm. And as you can see, the ROEs on these firms, you see that Magna International and Audi are performing far better than their peers, um, with Audi yielding and Magna International yielding a return on equity of 19.69%. All right. If you want to further break it down, um, we'll see that um, the ROE is decomposed or can be decomposed into several different factors, such as ROE is a function of the tax burden that the firm incurs, their interest burden, their operating margin times their total asset turnover or asset efficiency. Um, and also, last but not the least, which would affect the ROE, would be the leverage. So um, looking at these firms, like I said, if we want to go deeper down to the two firms that stand out the most, the Audi and Magna, we'll notice that um, as we go down, the ROE decomposition, the operating margin for Magna International is or Audi is 10.07, whereas Magna's margin or operating margin is 8.92%. However, even with a lower operating margin, Magna is much more efficient in utilizing its resources as it has higher asset efficiency, which gives it favorable ROE. Also, Magna is utilizing their assets very more efficiently because even though they have a lower ROE, they do have a lower leverage, meaning that if Magna International were to have the same amount of leverage as Audi, they would actually have a higher ROE, meaning that even though Audi may seem like it's giving out more return on equity, it's actually due to the amount of risk it's taken. So if Magna International were to take the same amount of risk, it would actually generate more return in equity. Other than that, if we look at the current ratio for the firms, nearly all firms have a current ratio somewhere between 1.35 or above, with the exception of Toyota, which is subpar at just about 1%. This raises concerns about exposures to liquidity risk, as the company has been facing for 5 years. But other than that, every other company seems to be doing fine as a measure of the current ratio. Other than that, Magna International's EVA has been rising steadily over the past 5 years, which is an indication that both also Audi's EVA has been rising steadily, that they're moving in the right direction. But like I said, if I were to pick the best among the two, um, although Magna International has a lower ROE, its asset efficiency and its um, tolerance for debt, which is lower than Audi, makes it a more favorable choice among the two and among all the five in the automotive industry. Moving on to the next industry, we go to the retail consumer staples, where we can once again see the dominant um, firms, which are Walmart, Costco, and Dollar General. As we dig deeper into this again, the current ratio for Walmart seems to be 0.88, which is the lowest among all these firms, with Dollar General having the highest current ratio of 1.77. Analyzing the ROE, it seems that the Walmart, Costco, and Dollar General are the highest performers in the industry. By not narrowing it down for further, if we break it down, if we go to operating margin, Dollar General has an operating margin of 9.92%, which is higher than its competition Walmart, which is trailing at second place at 5.5%. In terms of asset efficiency, Costco comes out on top with 3.56, while Walmart and Costco follow. However, Dollar General seems to bear the least amount of risk, as denoted by the lower leverage ratio comparison to Walmart and Costco, with only 1.82 as compared to 2.67 of Walmart. Um, Other than that, Dollar General is maximizing stockholders' value with as low of a risk as possible. Although Walmart has the highest economic value added, it is in absolute terms because the firm itself is very large. But if we were to account for the size, I'm sure Dollar General wouldn't fare too bad. And looking at the ROEs for which Dollar General and Walmart's are almost identical, and due to the fact that Walmart again is coming out on top because of its leverage or more the riskier project it is, I believe the best bet would be to go with Dollar General. And as we compare the best in the two industries, you'll notice that much moving in the right direction, which has been steadily rising over the past 5 years. And it seems that Dollar General actually has its ROE rising at a faster pace than Magna International. Also, the breakdown or the decomposition of ROE between the two top dogs, Magna International and Dollar General, is shown in the figure. And as you can see that Dollar General is the one with the higher ROE. Its high ROE is due to its high operating margin of 10.33% as compared to only 5.37% of Magna International. Magna International does have a higher asset turnover at 1.99 compared to 1.6 at Dollar General. The leverage between the two firms are pretty much similar. So with all this, since Dollar General is yielding higher return on equity for arguably similar risk, I do believe that the profitability or the best investment among these 10 firms would be to invest in Dollar General, and hopefully reap the benefits as it continues to do good in years to come. Thank you.